What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I made my last video, but that's not gonna happen again. Long story short, I had gotten a job, it ate up all my time, it sucked, so I quit and came back to content making full time. I'm really excited to get back to it, and I can't wait to get my hands dirty again with making videos for you all. Before getting into the video, I just wanted to let you all know that I will be streaming daily from now on over on Twitch. You can find a link to my Twitch page below down in the description. I go live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will be playing MedianXL, Project Ascension, and maybe some other random stuff sprinkled in there as well. Tune in to see what's going on. Remember that it only takes a few seconds, but subscribing below and leaving a like on this video will get this video out to as many people as possible. Let's dive in. If you have been a part of my channel for a while, you know quite some time ago I made some videos on build guides about MedianXL. I haven't really played MedianXL much since then, and with the launch of Season 31, I figured I would reinstall and give it a try again. It has been a blast coming back to it, and maybe by the end of this video, I can get a few more of you guys playing it yourselves. So, MedianXL, what is it? Well, it's the longest standing, currently updated D2 mod on the market. There are some fairly decent ones out there, like the Annihilus and Project Diablo 2, but they can't honestly hold a candle to MedianXL. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy both of those other mods for different reasons, but trust me that MedianXL has far more to offer than either of them right now. The essence of MedianXL is to be the most expansive, most in-depth, most complete D2 mod you can experience, and combines three different major game philosophies into one product. The thumbnail for this video says it's the combination of Path of Exile and Dark Souls meets Diablo 2, and I really do mean it. MedianXL takes two fundamental ideas from Path of Exile and beautifully implements them into the world of Diablo 2. Hordes of monsters to kill and almost limitless build diversity. Each class has an average of 5 specs you can play just as a base kit alone. There are 2 to 3 supporting skill trees that boast an incredibly diverse arrangement of skills to further augment and craft your own gameplay style. The other major component of making builds in MedianXL is done through a system called O-skills, meaning obtained skills. These are skills that can be found entirely outside the original framework of any given class. Many of these O skills can be attained through crafting, finding certain uniques and set items with them on it, or finding what are called relics, super rare finds that allow any class to access these skills just by keeping the relic in their inventory. It's hard to say how many O skills there actually are, but there is easily over 150 of these out there in the game waiting for you to find them. If you're someone who likes to play Path of Exile because of just how many weird and wacky builds you can make, look at MedianXL. It might be the king of build diversity. You might be thinking, so where does the Dark Souls come into play with this game? Long story short, it's in the boss fights. MedianXL has easily the most robust endgame content system of any D2 mod out there, period. There are over 50 different endgame zones and challenges that reward you, the player, with exclusive items found only after defeating some very powerful enemies within the game. On top of the incredibly high diversity of areas and bosses, they're also ridiculously challenging. Many of the more later stage bosses can take upwards of 10 minutes to kill, all while boasting Super Saiyan levels of speed and having abilities that are instant death if you are unfortunate enough to stand still. They are incredibly punishing, but just like Dark Souls, once you die to them enough times and learn the mechanics, you can eventually conquer these behemoths. In MedianXL, there are 2 main endgame zones, Ubers and Dungeons. Each one of these areas contain not only unique monsters, but also has items called charms. They're basically charms from Diablo 2, but with a completely new twist to them. Every time you kill the end boss of one of these areas, you will be rewarded with one of these charms. They give you extra stats, more flat elemental damage, and even plus levels to your skills. But that's not all. They also have an upgraded version as well. Many of the unique charms you find have an additional quote-unquote hard mode challenge with them, where you have to kill the boss in a certain way or in a certain amount of time to be rewarded. Not only that, there is also what are called trophy fragments, which are essentially items showing that you've killed a certain boss enough times to be rewarded with yet another way to upgrade their already unique and powerful charms. As a fan of the Dark Souls series, it's nice to see boss fights that are brutally hard and require proper planning to overcome. It makes the end game grind all the more fun when you eventually conquer these challenges. There are two other systems I want to touch on before closing this video out, so bear with me. I first want to touch on the leveling in MedianXL. Hands down, some of the funnest leveling experience I've had in D2 in years. The progression of character power, the absurd diversity of zones and monsters to kill, but also the gearing process in the early stages of the game are both powerful and fun to interact with. In MedianXL, there are rune words ranging from level 6 all the way to the endest of endgame to help you along with your journey. One thing MedianXL does differently is that there are 1, 2, all the way up to 6 rune words to play with. Let's say the rune word you want to make only takes 2 runes, but you have 6 total sockets in your items. Well, no worries. All you have to do is add 4 jewels to the item before putting the runes in, and you will still get the rune word when socketing them into your item. It gives you, the player, an avenue to add even more power to some of these already very powerful rune words by finding or crafting jewels to go along with it. The other major factor of why leveling in MedianXL kicks ass is the tiered unique system. Easily my favorite feature of this game. Essentially what this is, there are tiered uniques in the game which range from tier 1 to tier 4. You start with tier 1 of the unique, then through a process of cubing the item together with an arcane crystal, it will auto upgrade it to tier 2. This new tier of the same item has higher stats, more sockets, and better affixes in general, so while you are leveling, if you happen to get enough arcane crystals, you can slowly improve your gear over time when you get the stats required to wear the new tier of the item you're already wearing. It's so incredibly satisfying knowing that you don't have to go out of your way to try and find a new item. If you like the item you're wearing and just want to make it better, you can do that. Extremely fun system to interact with, and some of these tiered uniques are even best in slot for certain builds for the rest of the game. The other major system in MedianXL is crafting. While it may not boast as many options to craft as, say, Path of Exile does, the result of these crafted items are infinitely more fun in my opinion. And let's be honest, does anyone really find crafting in Path of Exile to be fun? So, crafting in MedianXL takes place around one central theme: shrines. Almost all the crafting done in this game, outside of some corner cases which I won't get into here, take place around this one item. I say one item, but there are 16 base versions of this one item, all with different ways to modify your items. To break it down to its most simple form, you take a shrine, put it in your cube with a rare version of a base item you want to craft on, and start cubing them together. All the bases have to be what's called sacred. This is simply the tier above tier 4, a level of base item you can't upgrade items to and you have to find while playing the game. Every time you transmute the properties of the shrine of your choosing onto the item, it removes one of the 10 charges each shrine has and imbues the item with new powers. If you don't like the roles of the new item you craft, you simply keep cubing the shrine and the item together until you get the item you desire. It's extremely simple, which makes approaching it very easy for new players, but the level of min-maxing you can do with this far and away surpasses anything Path of Exile or other RPGs can offer right now. This is also a way to obtain many of those skills I touched on earlier as well. So if you're looking for a new build to play, throw a few shrines at a rare item and see what you get. On top of all these amazing systems in place, the items in MedianXL are god tier levels of fun when it comes to planning a character out. Each class has a fully functional, extremely well-tuned, and decently powerful complete wardrobe of set items. These sets are tailored specifically around each class's main skill trees and helps newer players understand how to best build each of the skill trees in each of the classes. Some of these sets are more powerful in the end game than others, but each one of the 30+ complete sets gives a stepping stone in power for people to push into the harder areas of the game where the extremely powerful and wholly unique items are found. In this game, there's actually tiers within the sacred tier of items in which you can find increasingly powerful, unique items. There is the base Sacred unique, then there is the tier 2 or Super Saiyan 2 form of these uniques called Sacred uniques. Then there is one to go even further beyond called Sacred uniques. Not the most imaginative naming scheme, I know, but essentially what this does, it gives an end game goal for anyone to strive for. Each tier you go up in this ladder, it becomes exponentially rarer to find these items, but you are rewarded in kind for finding one of these truly busted items. Some of these mythical items are actually game-breakingly powerful and are meant to be wielded only by those who have put in the astronomical effort of finding them. Let's wrap this video up, guys. I've been rambling on about MedianXL plenty long. Suffice it to say, MedianXL is by far the best D2 mod you can play. It rivals and even surpasses many AAA modern games in terms of replayability, gameplay, and rewards. So if you are someone who has maybe seen it before and never taken the dive in, I cannot recommend it enough. Install the mod, sink your teeth into it, get your hands dirty, and I promise that in the end you will be blown away at just how next level this mod truly is. Big shout out to the team for continuing this mod as long as you have, 14 years and counting. And with that, this video is done. Subscribe below for more content. I will see you in the next one. Peace!